you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy.
Hello and welcome in live from Columbia College here in Columbia, Missouri for some Gateway Conference clash between the home side Missouri Reign and the visitors Lou Fusz FC from St. Louis. Lou Fusz in the black, traveling from right to left, and the Reign in their classic home purple/pink, moving from left to right. This is the second game of the evening between these two clubs. We had the Division II game wrap up just about 25 minutes ago with Lou Fusz taking the 3-0 win over the Missouri Reign. But we should have a completely different match here as the Reign are looking for some revenge here in their second to last home match of the season. Coach Aycock coming out with their strongest lineup possible, with the absence of course, Yasmin Baird-Watson, who unfortunately went down this past weekend. Stepping in for her is Kayla Youngerman. I'm Julian Munoz, joined alongside my partner, Logan Parsons. Logan, what do you have for this one?
Well, Dakota Aycock's team just came off of a historic day in Kansas City where they went and played the Kansas City current second team in their professional WSL stadium. So obviously this is going to be a short turnaround for them, maybe some tired legs as they just came off a game 3 days before that game. So a couple games in a short span for this Reign team. I want to see how Dakota Aycock's team handles the pressure, especially when the rain just came down earlier, the ground is wet, and a lot of stuff has been going on today. Their second team lost, so maybe the morale is a little low, but regardless, they're going to be here playing Lou Fusz's first team in a conference clash. Hopefully, they will have a better turnout and score than that first game between the two second teams. It will be up at the top is McMurtry, whose birthday was just a few days ago. She just turned 20 years old on this Reign side. She will be the one to take the kickoff. One of the players that was very influential in that game in Kansas City was Holland Hawkins, who, even though she didn't score a goal, she got very close to scoring one. One went off the post, but was definitely the most outstanding player for the Reign in that defeat against the professional team of the current. This one's going to go all the way back to Z and out to Holland Hawkins, who I just mentioned, and trickle out of bounds.
Hawkins is the leading goal scorer for the Reign as we are officially underway. Lou Fusz in the black with the blue numbers. The Reign once again in their light purple unis. This one's headed over on to Hawkins, who finds a Lou Fusz defender back into possession for the Reign into that left corner. Here comes McMurtry with the cross in, trying to find Youngerman at the back post, but collected by Caroline Ritter.
That was actually Holland Hawkins who got that cross into the box. As I mentioned before, everything plays through her for this Dakota Aycock team. I mean, in that game that they lost 9-0 just days ago against the Kansas City current second team, she was involved in almost every attack, and nothing really went on the right side. Everything happening on that left side where Holland Hawkins sits. This one's going to go all the way back to Fitzler, though, as she'll take that one away from the Lou Fusz attacker.
In possession with the Reign is the keeper, Fitzler. She's been the starting keeper for the Reign pretty much all season. Ayanna Clark trying to flick it over to the new right back for the Reign in replace of Baird-Watson, Callie McMurtry. Ball in play, Pardalos on it, flicks it back, and cleared away by Courtney Tucker. Back into possession for Lou Fusz in their back line.
Yeah, you just mentioned Fitzler. She had a great game. She only allowed 2 goals through her time in the net for the Reign. Obviously, her only being in the game for that short amount of time as she is the starting goalkeeper. Dakota Aycock wanted to bring in Allison for the second half where they conceded most of the goals, but Fitzler had a really nice showing and was able to get her hand on a lot of balls in Kansas City. When I went down to the field after the game, she actually asked me for some of those clips of her getting some saves. So a good showing for her last game. Let's see if she can keep it up this game against Lou Fusz.
Fitzler has been one of the more impressive keepers in this division. This one's flicked out into the box, but Bucher is there with a knee to clear it away. Still in a dangerous opportunity for Lou Fusz. Pardalos will get on the end of this one, trying to find Youngerman on that right side. Still in possession for Lou Fusz in a dangerous spot. Shooting opportunity here for the captain, but it is going to be won away by the Reign. Familiar face here in Columbia, Mia DeVroe. One of the starting Mizzou Tigers this past season for the Mizzou women's soccer team is back here in Columbia playing at Columbia College. We'd love to welcome her back. Got to commentate a couple of her games this past season.
Yeah, me and Julian saw a lot of her. We covered a few games for the Tigers, especially later in the season when they were going off into the playoffs, and she played really well against teams like Texas and Oklahoma late in the season to give them that push that they needed.
Yes, unfortunately, the Tigers did come up short, falling on the last day to LSU. If they ended up winning that last game, they would have made the playoffs, but unfortunately could not make the conference tournament. This one's flicked out and played off of the foot of the Lou Fusz captain, Brooklyn Green. Ava Blum in the midfield. Blum on the end of this throw-in. Still in possession for Lou Fusz. Pardalos cuts it out. Can the Reign counter here? No, they cannot. Intercepted by Miller. Miller over to Blum. Now on the right with Audrey Smith. Smith defended by Baker, and Baker will clear after a couple of deflections all the way to Hawkins. Blum on the ball. Back into Miller. All the way back to Wiederman, sorry. Still in possession for Lou Fusz is Miller. Looking for options on that left side. She'll pass it back all the way to Visek. Visek looking for options, finds the captain Blum, but it's going to get met by Lily Patterson, the replacement for Baird Watson. Cleared away and out of bounds for a Reign throw.
Yeah, it looks like Jungerman will take the spot of the right back Bucher. And it'll be a shift in that center back role for Patterson as she's going to move from her usual midfield role to the back line along with Clark.
Nice interception by Aziz. Sets up a counterattack. It's Bucher on that left flank with 3 in the box to work with if she wants to cross. Finds the cross. Hawkins was there, but it ended up getting deflected away by Wiederman. A very nice job by Wiederman coming over from the opposite side that she's supposed to play on, marking Holland Hawkins. The dangerous Holland Hawkins. Bucher with the toss, finding McMurtry in the box, flicked on and cleared away. Might stay in play. It actually will go. It does stay in play before going out of bounds off the head of a Lou Fusz defender. Another long throw in by Bucher, finding Izzy Cole. Still in possession with Bucher. Bucher cross into the middle, trying to find Jungerman, the other winger for this Missouri Reign squad. It's going to go out of bounds for a Lou Fusz throw, but a nice offensive possession there by the Reign, trying to start their offensive attack here in the 6th minute.
Yeah, and if the Reign want to be successful today, Bucher and Hawkins on that left side have to be the ones creating chances for this Missouri Reign team. We know that Bucher can play any position because of all of her abilities tactical-wise. She's played left back, right wing, and left wing. So obviously that shows how much Dakota Aycock feels about her. And Holland Hawkins, as I talked about before this game, she's just exceptional, especially in the lower third. She can create anything for this Missouri Reign team as Pardalos gets in space.
Nice play by Pardalos to claim the ball, trying to find the run of Hawkins. Goes all the way out to Jungerman on the right, has an overlapping runner. Elects to go herself, cross into the box. Goes over the head of everyone, but it will get deflected out for another Reign corner. Sorry, for the third Reign corner of this young evening. Pretty skyline here in Columbia, as we had a lot of rain come through the area earlier. Delayed the second division game as well as this one. We were originally slated to start this one at 7:30. Ended up having an 8:15 start time. Cross into the middle by a Z is going to get met by Ritter, the keeper, for Lou Fusz. Ritter taking her time, looking for DeVroe over on that left flank. One at the head of the Reign, over with McMurtry in possession, looking to find Youngerman on that right side. Gets cut away and all the way into Howard. Howard the striker, but a nice play by Tucker to win it back. Youngerman in possession with the Reign. Looking in the middle for Joy Azee. Nice turn by Azee. Azee with numbers in space, trying to find Hawkins, but an errant pass allows Lou Fusz to clear it away. Back with Patterson in the back line. Over to Baker. Sorry, Bucher, should I say. Bucher trying to find Hawkins in the middle, gets cut away. And Lou Fusz will retain. A deflection off of Youngerman allows Lou Fusz to pass it back in their back line and reset over to DeVreaux. Trying to find DeVreaux. Flick on. We've seen this at Mizzou, but a nice job by Courtney Tucker to hold her off. DeVreaux ends up claiming it after a couple of deflections. A nice play by Lily Patterson, and she can run here with space and a man on Kayla Youngerman on it. Back to Patterson. Nice play there by Blum to retain. Here comes Lou Fusz as Izzy Cole is there to stomp that attack out. A lot of speed for Lou Fusz here on this left side.
Yeah, and in particular, Belrose and DeVreaux, you saw that tandem just now on this near side. DeVreaux with the initial attack, and then Belrose coming right behind her, worked her way through a couple of defenders for this Reign team as Joy Azee is going to get fouled in that midfield, but worked her way through Azee, worked her way through Tucker, and Clark was just there to defend, or else that would have been in through for a shot on goal. Couple nice stands by this back line, especially without their leader in Yasmin Beard-Watson, as Joanne mentioned earlier today.
Hoping for a speedy recovery for her. Had a minute to speak with her as during the rain delay, she is positive that she should return this season, hopefully for that last home match of the season. Here comes Lou Fusz on the counter after an errant header by Hawkins. Over on the right side with Audrey Smith. Can Smith get past Patterson? Patterson with speed, able to win it and force a corner for Lou Fusz. Nice defensive play there by Patterson to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, Patterson filling in for Yasmin Baird-Watson at that center back position that we mentioned earlier, Julian. And she did a really nice job there of getting back to that one. Obviously, starting from a little bit behind the attacker, found her way all the way back and ended up shooting it away, but she did have to kick it out of bounds, unfortunately, and it will be a corner kick for Belrose.
Here comes a cross from Belrose, trying to find DeVreaux at the front post. Gets past her. Flicked on by Visek, but it will go over everybody and over the goal for a goal kick. Believe these are new goalkeeper uniforms. Don't think we've seen the pink for the Reign. Very nice print on that goalkeeper uniform.
Yeah, and I'm noticing Visek is at least a foot taller than everyone else on this field. So she's going to be a blockade on that back line, as that one's going to be taken away by DeVreaux off of Tucker.
Good pressure by Lou Fusz. They're in the box, and a nice deflection by Clark to force another corner. Or actually, it ended up going off the feet of Riley Howard, who was trying to knock it into the box, but Clark must have gotten it to hit off of Howard at the last second. It'll be a goal kick. Very nice play there by Clark.
Yeah, Clark's had two good stops already, one coming 2 minutes ago, the other coming now. So when a player needs to step up in place of the injured Yasmin Baird-Watson, she has been the one to do it so far.
Dangerous opportunity here for Lou Fusz. Over with Belrose. Back to Blum. Blum shooting opportunity. Looking for the shot, but a nice defensive play there by Izzy Cole to knock out that angle. And either a pass or a shot, nonetheless, ends up in the hands of Fitzler. Fitzler looking to play on that right side will end up launching it forward towards Youngerman. Youngerman ends up winning it, but it's right to the feet of DeVreaux. Can DeVreaux work around Tucker? She cannot. And a foul called on Ashley Miller. It'll be a free kick for the Reign A long pass trying to find Hawkins. Ends up at the feet of Miller. Now back over on that left with Wiederman. Wiederman looking for DeVreaux. Ended up getting knocked away for a Lou Fusz throw. Pass into Tucker as she clears it away. It's a fight in the middle between Izzy Cole and Ava Blum. Blum looked to win it. Cole got a little bit too aggressive. And it'll be a free kick from just in the middle of that Columbia College logo.
Yeah, that's something that we see a lot from Izzy Cole. She does have a lot of physicality to her games. That's going to be chested off the chest of Mia DeVreaux, but sometimes gets a little bit too handsy, and some referees do not fond of that.
DeVreaux still on it. A good ball at the back post, but just over the head of Audrey Smith. DeVreaux had two Reign defenders on her, with Joya Aziz joining the defense of Courtney Tucker. But she was able to work around both of them. Throw in by Bucher trying to find McMurtry. One by Lou Fusz in the back. Here's Blum with space. Trying to find Miller. Gets deflected off of Joya Aziz. And it'll trickle out of bounds for another Lou Fusz throw. Lou Fusz taking this one slowly. Finding Howard. Howard working into the box. With numbers in the box. Cross into the middle. Gets deflected. Sorry, no deflection. And we'll end up going off the feet of Howard for a Reign goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like Howard got a little bit tripped up on the grass with that one. Maybe it's because of the wet ground, but wasn't a deflection off of Clark, and will go out of bounds on her for a Fitzler goal kick. She'll kick that one high in the air, looks for McMurtry, off the head of Patterson and onto the head of Hawkins. Now out wide for Bucher, but it'll go out of bounds once again.
Quick throw in trying to find McMurtry. It does. McMurtry with numbers behind her. Finds Pardalos. Back to Bucher. Bucher trying to get past her defender. Back to Patterson now. Patterson with good pressure from Smith. Or sorry, Howard, should I say. All the way back to Fitzler as they will reset with Clark now. Plenty of space for Fitzler. No pressure from Lou Fusz on Ayanna Clark. Looking for options. She'll flick it forward. Trying to find McMurtry yet again. It'll fall all the way back to Aziz with pressure now. As she will get it to Patterson, avoiding that pressure from the Lou Fusz captain, Megan Bell Rose. Two captains for Lou Fusz.
Yeah, I think one of the things that this Reign team has to work on is not forcing stuff. Sometimes they aren't getting too much pressure on the back end and just decide to kick it upfield, as we see Clark doing
Hawkins.
that. Hawkins is going to send a through ball trying to find Izzy Cole, but it'll go past everyone and back to the keeper. But like I said previously, I mean, this back line for the Reign just needs to stay a little bit more patient if they want to work up through the middle. Sometimes things just open up as you wait. The longer you wait, the more antsy the defense gets, and the more openings that will open up for you in the midfield. So if they want to get the ball up the field, maybe don't send the long ball right away.
Here comes Miller with options on her right. It's Smith. Smith with DeVreaux in the box, trying to find DeVreaux, but the pass a little bit too far out in front of her. Gets cleared away by Tucker for a Lou Fusz throw-in in a pretty dangerous position. Looks like it's going to be Brooklyn Green throwing it in. Trying to find Miller. It does find Miller. Deflection, going to go out of bounds again for another Lou Fusz throw-in right by that corner flag. Green will do the honors yet again. Cleared away by the Rain for another Lou Fusz throw. This time a little bit more back, not as dangerous of a position. Throw in finds the head of Hawkins. Into Blum. Or sorry, Belrose back to Blum. Nice play by Pardalos to keep possession. As DeVreaux wins it back. DeVreaux with her speed. The shot! It's right at Katie Fitzler. But the ever so dangerous Mia DeVreaux able to get the first shot on target for either side. Patterson over to Aziz. Good pressure there by Belrose. As Lou Fusz wins it back. But Joya Aziz clears it away to Youngerman. Youngerman, can she get past one? Working now with two defenders as DeVreaux comes back. Over to Tucker trying to find McMurtry. Ball gets through the legs of two Lou Fusz defenders and out of bounds for a Rain throw. Miscommunication there between Wiederman and Green and also Mia DeVreaux. Tucker throws it into McMurtry, and McMurtry gets decked. It will be a foul on Hayden Visek.
Yeah, McMurtry tried to head that one, but it actually face planted right in between her eyes. So the ball, who was thrown in by Tucker, a long throw, is going to splat right into the middle of her eyes. And she got a little knocked out of it there. She will be back on her feet, though, as Tucker will take this one for out 10 yards in front of the midfield line.
Here's a free kick from Tucker into McMurtry. Flicked onto the back post. Dangerous. Still in the box with Bucher. Ended up getting cleared away. Youngerman heads it back to Tucker, who will try to flick it back into the mix. Ends up getting met by a Lou Fusz defender. Nice play by Tucker to win it over DeVreaux. Into Youngerman. Youngerman back to Cole. Cole playing a 1-2 game with Youngerman. Flicked on to McMurtry. Can she get past her defender? She can't, but she can retain possession. 1-2 play for Pardalos into the mix. Still in the box, open, but nobody is there to finish it off for the Rain as Bucher was running onto it. Ended up getting deflected off the foot of a Lou Fusz defender. Best chance we've seen for the Rain all game, 21 minutes in, and it results in a corner. Looks like Pardalos will be the one to take it. Or no, excuse me, that looks like Bucher. Pardalos at the top of the box. Rain loading the box.
Yeah, we might see this played up to Patterson, but it's going to be into
Here's
the
a
box.
cross. It's a good one on the back post. Flicked on by the keeper, Ritter. Ends up getting met by Mia DeVreaux, and she can exploit her speed here. Here comes DeVreaux down this left flank, and a nice play by Youngerman to win the ball and win possession back for the Rain. Getting the foul on DeVreaux. Looks like Courtney Tucker will be the one to do the free kick, but we're going to have a couple substitutions for this Lou Fusz side. Looks like Haley Braun will be coming on into that striker spot. Free kick from Tucker into the mix. A lot of Rain players there, but a foul on Hawkins as she got a little bit too aggressive with the defender. It's going to be a free kick for Lou Fusz now.
Yeah, and if you're Courtney Tucker, you have to be very aware at all times of where Mia DeVreaux is, that one's actually going to be played up to Mia DeVreaux. As right as I say that, she almost got played on. But Mia DeVreaux, Julian, you've mentioned it. We watched her earlier this year, or not earlier this year, but late last year, play for Mizzou, and she was extremely speedy and explosive on the wing for the Tigers, and she's already shown her speed today for Lou Fusz as she's on the ball again, now guarded by Pardalos. But as I mentioned, Tucker always needs to be aware of where she is.
Over to Belrose now, shooting opportunity. Guarded by Clark, over on the right side with Miller. Miller with two Rain defenders closing in on her. Rain doing a good job of swarming to the ball. Goes all the way back out to Natalie Miller, the new substitution for Lou Fusz, and finally cleared away. No nonsense clearance by Patterson. It's going to trickle out of bounds. Throw in for Lou Fusz as a long ball trying to find the feet of Haley Braun, the new striker. University of Northern Iowa attacker. Ball played over on the left side. Here's Bucher into Hawkins. Good turn from Hawkins. Trying to find Youngerman. Gets past one defender. Youngerman still on the ball. Youngerman with options. Finding Tucker on the overlapping run. Options in the box for her. Cross into the box. Knocked out. Aziz looking for a shot. Could not get it over to Cole. The shot is wide right. But another pretty nice offensive possession for the Reign. Very offensive game for both sides. Couple substitutions coming for Lou Fusz. Mia DeVroe and Ava Blum coming off. And coming on for Lou Fusz, Kylie Anderson. Kylie Anderson and also Megan Molnar. So brand new front three for Lou Fusz FC. Throw in on the far side of the pitch. Flicked on. Finds Pardalos. Pardalos will play it back to Tucker, but it's intercepted. Can Lou Fusz counter here? But a nice defensive interception there by Tucker to stomp out that counterattack. Tucker can run here with space. Looking for McMurtry up top. Gets past the defender and all the way back to Ritter. A nice deke there by Visek as McMurtry was looming on that one.
Yeah, Visek was actually pretty lucky there as she went a little too near that ball and couldn't get actually back to it as the ball actually went behind her. So if McMurtry just would have made her run a little bit behind Visek, she could have been in on goal. A mistake, but didn't cost him for this Lou Fusz defense.
Cole on the ball, looking for Pardalos. Pardalos on it now. Nice turn from Georgia. Ooh, very, very good ball in, but a better defensive play there by Wiederman. Sorry, Brooklyn Green on that right side, should I say. Ball played back to Ritter. Over on the right side. Good pressure there from McMurtry. Forcing another reset as Ritter will clear it. Ball flicked forward. Bucher is there. Finding Patterson. Hawkins there. But it ends up getting to the feet of Green, who will flip it over to Ritter. Ritter looking for options here on this near side. Finds Miller, and it's going to go out of bounds for, I believe, a Reign throw. Substitution for Lou Fusz. And a substitution for the Reign. McMurtry coming out. Mia DeVroe stepping back in, playing that right wing role. Also coming in.
It'll be Madeline Shalansky.
Yes, Madeline Shalansky coming in for the Reign.
And it looks like Holland Hawkins will shift up to the striker position, and Shalansky will shift out to the left wing.
Ball played to Aziz. Back to Patterson, over to Clark now. Plenty of space for Clark. Looking forward, finding Hawkins, trying to flick it on for a runner, but there was no one in behind her. Lou Fusz will reset with Duggan all the way, trying to find the striker Braun, but it ends up getting collected by Fitzler. Fitzler navigating traffic now. Looks like she's going to play this one deep. Over on the left side, trying to find Bucher. Gets cut away by the Lou Fusz defender, Hannah Ritter. Ball played in to Hawkins. Stays in play. Shalansky was the closest one to it. Here comes Lou Fusz on the attack. Looking for options. Over on the left with Visek. A very tall Visek. Nice play by Youngerman. Youngerman with space and numbers. Nice turn in from her. She keeps possession back to Izzy Cole. Very nice passing here by the Reign. Looking forward to Hawkins. Hawkins in the Cole now. Cole with numbers on the left. Over to Bucher being guarded by DeVreau. Bucher cross into the box. Goes right to Ritter. New right back in for the Reign, Peyton Beam was the last substitute for Coach Aycock. Seems like they're transitioning to a more traditional 4 at the back. Ball played in. Izzy Cole at the end of that one. Still in the air. And a foul on Lou Fusz is going to be a free kick from just around midfield.
And we saw a lot of Peyton Beam at the right back position in that game just 2 days ago in Kansas City. Beam has that speed that you need as a right back, and she'll be critical in guarding players like DeVreau and Howard that are streaking down these sidelines that Tucker was doing and Patterson has already been doing herself.
Ball played in for Patterson. A Z looking for Hawkins, gets deflected out. Bucher attempts a long shot, but it's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick just wide right. Or I shouldn't say just, very wide right. It'll be a goal kick for Lou Fusz. We've played 30 here at Columbia College. Still tied at 0. Ball played in. Beam wins the header, but only to the nearest Lou Fusz defender, as here comes Miller on the attack. Miller with numbers finds DeVreau on the right. DeVreau has Miller back in the middle. DeVreau beats Bucher. Cross in, gets deflected and goes out for a corner. Bucher with some nice recovery speed to get a tip on that one to knock it out for a corner. But another corner here for Lou Fusz, and they are looking dangerous here 31 minutes in.
Yeah, it's similar defenses on both sides of the field for this Missouri Reign team. Coach Dakota Aycock electing to put Beam in for Tucker. Beam is actually a very similar build and play style to Bucher. So a little similar on both sides of the field, as that one's going to be kicked away, and DeVreau will have to take a corner here. It'll be a good corner, a line drive corner to the back post, as Izzy Cole is going to kick that one away, but it was offside.
Believe they actually called a foul on one of the attackers for Lou Fusz, but nonetheless, it is a free kick for the Reign. Clark back to Fitzler. Patterson with space and time, being pressured now. Good speed from Patterson, finding Bucher. Here come the Reign on the attack. Bucher attacking inside, looking for the Hawkins run. Gets cut out. And the Reign will reset with Ayanna Clark.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations right there where Clark just gets a little jumpy and tries to send a long ball early.
Good ball in for Pardalos. It's a shot on goal. Good save by Ritter. Looking for that bottom left corner was Pardalos.
It did work out there, though, for Clark, is that long ball. Sometimes when you send it into a dangerous area, good things can happen.
Long ball in over the head of everyone. Ayanna Clark will be the closest one to it. And she will just play it out of bounds. Smart from her, as the dangerous attacker Smith was running onto it. Or sorry, that's actually Megan Molnar. She came on for Audrey Smith. Miller will take a rest, and she will be replaced by Allie Lassiter, taking over that midfield spot for Lou Fusz.
Yeah, Lassiter actually started the game for Lou Fusz in that midfield, was taken off and then put back on.
Back to Fitzler. Good pressure here. Clark on the ball, being pressured. Ball in, looking for Hawkins. Played by Visek. In the air still. Clark wins it. Cole flicks it back into the air. Aziz wins it. Won by Pardalos. It looks like a volleyball match out here. But Visek will control it for Lou Fusz. Over into the middle. Still on the ball is Lou Fusz. Dangerous pass trying to find DeVroe is finally cleared away by Patterson. It'll be a Lou Fusz throw. Throw in taken towards Anderson.
Another nice stop there by Bucher. She's been very impactful on that left sideline of cutting out the runs from DeVroe, and also any cross that's come into the box in her direction, she's been able to get a head or foot on it. So really nothing doing on the crosses into the box. There's only been a couple chances at goal, none of which have actually affected Fitzler. So really nice job in replace of Baird Watson for this Reign team so far.
Corner from DeVroe into the box, headed, still in a dangerous spot. Cross back in. Visek gets a head on it, but Fitzler will be there to claim it. Not the cleanest header from Visek, allowing Fitzler to get over there without any threat. Fitzler looking for options, being pressured now. Finds Patterson. Into the middle with Pardalos. Pardalos, quick turn. Back to Cole. Now to Patterson on the left. Patterson running on that left into the middle for and it's going to get intercepted by Lou Fusz, but Aziz will get onto it. Sorry for that misinterpretation. A lot of deflections on that last one. Clark trying to find Beam, gets intercepted. And a foul called, actually offside called, should I say, as the winger for Lou Fusz, Megan Molnar, was just a little bit past that last line of defense. Substitutions for Lou Fusz, 3 of them, and a sub for the Reign.
It'll be Izzy Cole coming off. And a player who we saw earlier,
Bailey Davis, stepping on to the pitch for the Reign.
Bailey Davis also had a good chunk of time in that Kansas City game. So
ball in. Won by the Reign. Into the box. Dangerous here was Youngerman. Youngerman cross into the box is claimed by Ritter. But another nice attack there, especially on this right side with Youngerman. The Reign have been very successful when attacking through her. Ball played to Visek. Visek over on the near side flank with Molnar. Molnar with time, flicks it forward to Howard. Howard cutting inside now, but cleared away by Patterson. Back into the mix. Nice deflection there by Beam. Still on it. Beam looking for options. Plays it up to Hawkins. A nice flick from her. Hawkins can run here. Cuts inside. Hawkins still on the ball. Guarded by 3 Lou Fusz defenders. And she gets tripped up. Lou Fusz retains possession. Looking for the run. Wide open down this left side is Molnar. Molnar into the middle for DeVroe, but a nice tip at the end there from Bucher. And another nice defensive play by Bucher. Still in the box. Shot by Belrose, just wide left. Fitzler was fully extended for that one. Could not get to it. Rain catch a break here on that Belrose shot.
Yeah, and through 38 minutes, you've seen every type of attack come from this Lou Fusz side, and yet nothing has penetrated these defensive players for the Reign. I mean, we saw 2 or 3 different players use their body there, throwing their body at the ground. It's going to be Bailey Davis, Peyton Beam, and over there on that far side with Bucher, all getting good deflections to halt this attack, this strong attack for Lou Fusz, who have had a multitude of chances, just haven't been able to get anything through this barricade.
Ball flicked forward to Belrose. Audrey Smith back into the game for Lou Fusz. Nice tackle there by Shalansky. Cleared by Bucher. Back into the mix. Clark will win the header. Pardalos lets it bounce over her. Zoe Lockhart into the game for the Reign. Nice play there by Shalansky. Over with DeVroe on that far side. DeVroe guarded by 2. And it'll go out of bounds for a Lou Fusz throw. Nice defense there by both Shalansky and Patterson. Ball flicked forward, trying to find the dangerous Howard, but it's going to trickle out of bounds for a goal kick. A nice job by Patterson of playing the man instead of the ball, allowing the Reign to retain possession. Another substitution for Lou Fusz. A lot of substitutions here early for the team from St. Louis.
Yeah, and we saw that in that first game today. Even though that was the second team, they had an entire swap of all 9 players in that, all 9 field players, that is, in that first game today. So a little bit of the same here.
Fitzler into the mix. One by the Reign. Shalansky out on the left, inside to Pardalos. Pardalos looking to flip fields, finds Youngerman. Collision between her and Belrose allows the ball to trickle out of bounds for a Lou Fusz throw.
Hannah Shalansky and Madeline Shalansky both in the game now for the Reign, both playing on the opposite wings.
We've seen that a lot this season. Shalansky the righty and Hannah Shalansky the righty and Madeline Shalansky the lefty. Over with Bucher. With space to roam to Pardalos. Guarded by 2. Trying to find the run of Lockhart, but they were not on the same page. This one's going to stay in play. I think it might have been deflected off of that pass from Pardalos. Nice tackle by Lockhart. Pardalos on the ball with numbers into Youngerman. Youngerman with space and time has a chance to shoot. She does, and it's wide right. It'll be a goal kick. Another good opportunity there for the Reign. Still 1 shot on target for either side, but we've probably seen the better attacks coming from right to left with Lou Fusz. They had that 1 shot from Belrose that just went wide left.
And they also had that shot from DeVroe earlier. That was a pretty line drive, one right at Fitzler, but really nothing game-changing attacking-wise as Clark's going to get pressured and kick that one out of bounds.
Ball played into Clark, and it does get deflected off of a foot of a Lou Fusz attacker. Smart play there by Clark. Reign will retain possession. Davis gets tackled. Very aggressive tackle there from Belrose. Bailey Davis not on fresh legs, I would say, after playing a lot of that first game.
And she played almost the entire game in Kansas City in that midfield. Especially in that second half. I don't even think that she came out of the game. So a lot of playing time as of late for her. Dakota Aycock making that substitution earlier in this first half, as Beam's going to win it back after a bad touch.
Nice play by Beam, looking for Pardalos through. It finds Pardalis, but the pass was just a little bit behind her. Now trickling into that corner. Good pressure there. Rain retained possession. This one's going to go out of bounds for a corner. Corner here in the latter stages of this first half. A minute and a half to play in this first half. Probably going to get about a minute or two of stoppage time.
And I was surprised that Hannah Shalansky didn't have the opportunity to cross that one in. She looked like she had a chance, but it was just deflected out of bounds before she could get her foot on it. She could have found her sister and Madeline Shalansky on that far side, number 16.
A lot of numbers in the box for the Reign, including Zoe Lockhart. She has a couple of headers, a couple of goals from the corner spot. Looking into that back post, a dangerous flicked on, and all the way back to Clark. Can Clark get it back into the mix? Over to Beam. Beam looking in the box. Ball played into the middle, gets cut away, and here comes Lou Fusz. But Youngerman is there. Ball played, trying to find Lockhart, gets cut away. Still in the air, finally met by Lou Fusz. Ball played in to the middle for Smith. Now on the left wing, gets past one. Smith in a dangerous position. The shot right at Fitzler, bobbled, and Fitzler will retain. Nice save there from Fitzler to keep this at 0. Second shot on target for Lou Fusz. That was a nice play there by Smith to get past Beam and fire a rocket right at Fitzler.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably the best chance that they've had thus far, as Fitzler kind of slips there trying to find Bailey Davis. But another good attack for this Lou Fusz side.
We've reached the 45th minute mark, and we have one additional minute of stoppage time. Still in the mix. Ball flicked on, and it'll go out of bounds for a Reign throw. 30 seconds to play here in this first half. Trying to find Lockhart. Finds the head of Smith. Over with Belrose. Belrose with numbers behind her. Chooses to go in front of her. Knocked out by Bucher, but won back by DeVreau.
And Bucher's just doing an incredible job on that left side with DeVreau. Obviously an SEC talent. She's just putting her on lockdown. Absolutely nothing doing so far.
Over on the left. Probably the last chance for Lou Fusz here into the middle with Smith. Smith trying to find DeVreau. It's a good ball. Fitzler comes out and will claim. And that should do it for this first half. As believe the head referee just waiting for Fitzler to kick it away. And that will do it for this first half.
Yeah, he didn't even let Fitzler get her foot on it. As the first half is going to come to a conclusion here, as the score is still 0-0 here in Columbia. Obviously a late start on this one. Julian, what did you see in that first half from the Reign?
A very offensive game from both sides. We saw a couple shots on target from Lou Fusz. We saw a couple shots on target for the Reign, but a lot of very nice passing possessions, especially in that offensive third for both sides. Lou Fusz seems like they're relying on their pace with DeVreau and Smith down the wings, and the Reign are working through the middle, finding out. They've taken a more long shots than I've seen them take all season, and you know that tells you that they're playing with confidence. And the Reign do have a chance here against Lou Fusz, but a 0-0 first half allows us to have a more entertaining second half, as we'll be back here in about 14 minutes.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, there's Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
Hello and welcome back in live from Columbia College here in Columbia, Missouri. Just about 5 minutes left in this halftime. Got a couple stats for you. The Reign lead in possession 58-42. Pretty close, I would say. A lot of balls have been played. It's sort of in between, not really in possession of either team. A lot of balls in the air. We saw pretty much a volleyball match at some point in that first half. The Reign have completed 146 completed passes. 146 passes to Lou Fusz's 105 completed passes. 69% success rate with the ball for the Reign to Lou Fusz's 62. And 13% to 11% in possessions ending in shots or crosses. The Reign have been very successful, probably the most successful first half we've seen for the Reign all season. Still have not broken the ice and scored a goal. However, you're seeing some promise here, Logan. What can you tell me about the Reign, about that first half, and how can they break the ice and get a goal in this second half?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the best half all year, but I would definitely say it's the most efficient. They kept possession, and even though they don't have their leader in the defense in Yasmin Baird-Watson, they made up for it. Peyton Beam and Bucher on the wings, on that right back and left back position, playing exceptionally well against some very talented wingers in this other team's side. I mean, when you look at Lou Fusz's wingers, you have Mia DeVroe, who is an SEC talent. And then on the other side, you just have a flurry of players who can score at will. So for this game to still be 0-0 and the Reign with most of the possession in that first half is just really exceptional. And I'm going to give the credit here to Dakota Aycock for making the substitution to put Patterson in the back. She's been outstanding and has really replaced Yasmin Baird-Watson where not a lot of players could, Julian.
Yes, this defense has been remarkable. We saw a lot of SEC teams struggling to deal with Mia DeVroe, but Coach Acock seems to have found an answer for her. DeVroe has been successful with the ball. However, only one shot on target for the Mizzou winger in her homecoming game here this year. 3 minutes until we get kicked off in this second half. We'll be right back with you with second half coverage.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. You are not alone. If you need support, call, text, or chat 988.
Hello and welcome back here live from Columbia College here in Columbia, Missouri. We are under the lights here for the second half. Lou Fusz will take the second half kickoff. Very entertaining first half, but it did end up being a 0-0 tie. We'll see if either of the teams can break the ice here in this second half. Lou Fusz moving from left to right in the black, and the home side Reign moving from right to left in their purple.
This one's going to be pressured by McMurtry, but the sec with a good pass up the field to DeVroe. Lou Fusz in possession now. DeVroe on it. DeVroe passes right by Z, still on the ball, and now defended by Clark.
Oof, that could have been dangerous. Nice defensive possession there by the Reign. A really good move into the box, however, just a bit too far out in front.
And Clark will take the goal kick here for the Reign. She lays it off to Fitzler now. Looked like she would take it, but now it's going to be Fitzler. She's going to kick that one up. Looking on that right side for Tucker, but kicked out of bounds by the Tiger DeVroe.
Courtney Tucker was very successful in that first half, guarding DeVroe. It's going to be a matchup to watch here in this second half now.
Now on it is Duggan, as that one's going to be tossed up into the air, and DeVroe will get a foot on it. Defended by Pardalos now. A good turn in the midfield by Blum. Blum still on it, finds DeVreau out on the outside. DeVreau now central, but Clark's going to send that one away, and a push in the back by Vasek is going to limit McMurtry to getting to that one.
Nice move.
A good turn there by Miller. Miller's going to send it out wide to the right. Still on it now. Now it's going to be kicked away to the back line for Wiederman. And up the field once more for Miller. Miller still on it. Passes it centrally for Blum. She's still on it, and she'll pass it out wide to the left. More pressure now coming from Jungerman as Tucker will clear it away for the Reign. It'll bounce off the head of Vasek and back onto the feet of Tucker as she tries to reset for the Reign.
Very physical play there. Still on the ball.
And Tucker will just toss that one back to Fitzler as Fitzler will send a booming kick up the field. Vasek will get a chest on it, and Tucker will get another chest on it. As McMurtry is going to send that one up the field to Jungerman.
Lou Fusz dominating possession here to start this first half. Seems like the Reign have not even able to work together 2 passes together.
Brooklyn Green on it now as she continues to travel up the field, but it'll be eventually tapped out of bounds. And the Reign will take possession off of a throw-in. Up to McMurtry, looking for Izzy Cole. But once again taken away by Miller. Miller with time in the middle. Miller passes Z into DeVreau. Now DeVreau out wide to the right for Green. Green with a good turn, looking into the box. Defended by Bucher. Finds the feet of Bucher. And Bucher will end up just clearing it down the sideline for another Lou Fusz throw.
Another lovely piece of defending there by Patterson. Patterson has been outstanding today in replace of Baird Watson. We've really seen her as sort of like a midfielder / fullback the entire season, but this game she's taken over that center back role and has succeeded.
And Izzy Cole is going to be called for the foul there. I mentioned in the first half she gets a little bit too handsy. She is that dominant midfielder who uses her body a lot of the times, but sometimes gets her arms up into the chest of other players, and that time it'll result in a foul about 10 yards outside of the box. It'll be Azee Hawkins and Izzy Cole in the wall. Azee's going to leave the wall, though. And a few Fusz players standing over it, including Riley Howard, who looks like she will be the one to take it. 2 people in the wall for the Reign. It's going to go all the way into the hands of Fitzler, excuse me. And nothing doing there as it's going to be sent out fast to Tucker.
I like the move going quick here.
Tucker with a ton of room on the outside. Quickly wrapped up by this Lou Fusz defense as she looks for McMurtry. McMurtry's running fast to it. See if she can get there. She's going to push her defender in the back. She's going to push Maddie Duggan over there on that far side and eventually go out of bounds. Surprised that wasn't some type of card. She is getting a talking to, however, as it will be a foul.
It's going to be a warning issued to her. Not a card, but just a warning. Stern talking to from the head referee.
It will be Vasek to take it as she sends one booming up to the head of Duggan. Looked like it would find DeVreau. DeVreau gets a touch on it, but it'll go right to Pardalos. Pardalos now out to Bucher over there. Bucher still trying to find a cross into the box, and it'll be tapped away again by Duggan. This time out for a corner.
I believe that was Youngerman over there on that right flank. Did a great job to win that corner. First sort of attacking possession we've seen for the Reign. Come on, man. Tie game.
Azee will be the one to take this one with a cluster of Reign players at that back post It'll find the head of Cole, and Cole goes near post as it'll go out of bounds again. This time, not in the goal frame, and Ritter will take a goal kick.
Very dangerous corner there. Cole was unmarked in the middle of the box, just could not get the header on target.
Ritter off the head of Clark now, and Jungerman had a chance at touching that one, but it'll go through her legs all the way back to the sec. Now up to Howard as Howard looked for DeVreaux for a second, but it's going to find the feet of Tucker eventually. And Tucker with a little bit of a miscommunication with Hawkins, and it'll go all the way back to the back line.
Nice tackle. Ooh.
Another foul there.
I don't know about that foul call. Cole
And this might be a card as she kicked it a little bit away. Izzy Cole again getting a little bit too physical on this near side as Wiederman was on the ball but got fouled. Vasek again to take it.
Agree to disagree there with the referee. Nonetheless, foul called.
McMurtry tried to get her body on that, jumped up into it, but nothing doing as Vasek sent that one long. Eventually find Wiederman, and it'll be out for a throw after being tapped away by Beam. This one's going to be thrown in with Izzy Cole on her back. She tried to find Brooklyn Green back after she threw it in. Obviously, usually the person throwing the ball in is always going to be open after throwing the ball in, so it's always a reliable option if you need one. She tried there, but it'll go out of bounds off a deflection. Holland Hawkins playing defense now, and it'll touch the hand of Brooklyn Green, and it'll actually be an offside. So it looked like it touched her hand, but it will be an offside call. As Peyton Beam will be the one to take it. Looking for a Z, will tap off the head of Duggan. And now back to the back line with Green again. Wiederman looks forward, finds her, and Izzy Cole will tap that one away now. Up to Hawkins. McMurtry looks for a header there, but it's going to be headed away by Green once again. Now going fast to McMurtry.
Nice job by McMurtry to earn another throw-in for the Reign. Going fast. I like this tempo that they're using.
Yeah, and that's going to be a foul. Going a little bit too hard into the back of Bucher, and Ashley Miller got a little too physical, as it will be a pretty dangerous spot for a free kick, almost like a corner kick. As Dakota Aycock is motioning his players to where they want them to go before this free kick. It'll go long back post. It'll eventually hit the head of Tucker, but it'll deflect out of bounds, not so much as to where she wanted that one to go, but no real chance at a goal, as Ritter will take it for a goal kick once again.
Not the best free kick. You would have wanted that a little bit more towards that back post instead of at the top of the box. However, nonetheless, another very nice attacking moment for this Reign side, who have not had any issues attacking all season. It's mainly been on the defensive end, and they've really cleaned up any defensive mistakes here in this game.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. They've really cleaned everything up, especially not having Yasmin Baird-Watson, their trusted defender back there, as that one's not going to be thrown correctly. Didn't get it behind her head, but back to what I was saying about Baird-Watson. She's been the stable centerpiece of this team, let alone the defense, and for Patterson to come in and fill that role successfully is just outstanding to me, and especially to Coach Aycock, as Tucker's going to head that one out for another throw, but he's got to like what he's seeing out of this defense. He just needs a little bit of a spark for this offense. As that one's going to be thrown into Tucker and over to Cole. Now up to McMurtry, but the tall Vasek gets her head on it. Now out to Hawkins in space. Hawkins defended by Green. Hawkins goes central. Looks at Cole for a second, but finds a Z. Back to Hawkins as she switched the field over to Jungerman. Jungerman lets it go through her legs. Tucker on the ball now. And Mia DeVroe standing at the right place at the right time is going to steal this one away. Now chased by Pardalos. And the Mizzou Tiger will lose it out of bounds as Pardalos, with that smothering defense onto her back, will take it away. McMurtry with a good touch. And it'll find Tucker once again. Tucker now to Hawkins.
Ooh,
Hawkins
spot here.
in a dangerous spot will kick it. And Visek, again, right place at the right time, will deflect that one away. Now DeVroe with lots of space and numbers for this Lou Fusz team. She'll find Howard out on the left. Howard will switch fields now. Find Ashley Miller. Miller defended by Bucher. And looks for a through ball, trying to find Miller once again.
Very nice idea.
But I don't think Miller was ready.
Yeah. Miller was definitely doing the right thing, trying to find a through ball. The shot was not there. It's just that the rest of the offense, her striker was just not looking for it. Audrey Smith might have been clogged up by Ayanna Clark.
Yeah, like I said, the defense has just been smothering today, and a through ball has not been an option for this Lou Fusz side, as that one's going to be thrown in to McMurtry. Cole fighting for it, but it'll end up at the feet of Lou Fusz as they try to work upfield.
Counter chance here.
Megan Moeller was going to be the receiver, but Pardalos eventually steps on it. She'll be dragged down on that far side, and up to DeFro, back to Duggan. Duggan with a nice change of direction as Jungerman is all over her. Don't know how she got out of that one, and it'll go find midfield for Lou Fusz. Now outside, finds the feet of Moeller. Moeller back central now, as Ava Blum continues to run through the middle, out to DeVroe. DeVroe fended by Tucker.
Ooh,
and Tucker with a
good
very
tackle.
nice defensive stand and tackle to get it away from the Mizzou Tiger.
Can
It'll be
Merchant
up
get
the
here?
field now, and a nice tackle again by Visek. It looks like McMurtry's going to go down hard. Still down, and the referee is going to stop possession as Visek went in hard on McMurtry. McMurtry, if she would have gotten by her defender, would have had miles ahead of her to run without any defender in sight.
Definitely was a clean tackle from Visek, and a very nice tackle, shall I say, getting the ball and the man. Unfortunately, McMurtry seems to be up. Might have just sort of just landed on her head, but she seems to be okay. Definitely was upset with herself, but also that the fact that she was not able to outstrength Visek. But I don't think anyone on this pitch is going to be more physical than her. She stands at least 7 or 8 inches above the tallest Rain player. And here comes Lockhart.
Yeah, it will be Lockhart. I was thinking it might have been one of the Shalanskys to come on, as both of the sisters were playing at the end of that first half and looked pretty dangerous, but it will be the big Zoe Lockhart. The very physical striker for this team and for Dakota Aycock, as DeVroe will take a shot at goal. An unsuspected shot, but Fitz are ready for it as always, near post, and she'll scoop it up.
Lockhart, a very commanding 5'10", going back on that point, but Visek is absolutely towering her. You're looking at least 6'5" for Visek.
That was going to be tried to play through by Haley Braun. Braun, who just entered the game for Lou Fusz. A couple new substitutions for Lou Fusz. Megan Belrose also entering the game, who is a captain for this Lou Fusz side, but did not start the second half. It was Megan Moliner who actually started the second half for this Lou Fusz side, as a dangerous ball got played in the box. Now Belrose on it again. A step over, a shot. And a good stop by Pardalos. Ends up going to DeVroe. DeVroe one-on-one with Clark, and Clark's going to tap that one out off of DeVroe.
She could have easily dove and drawn a penalty, but DeVroe standing up and trying to work a goal without having any dive.
You got to respect it.
You have to respect it. Bucher went in, or sorry, Corny went in, and it was a pretty rough challenge from Tucker. But DeVroe stayed up. Gotta give her respect for that.
Zoe Lockhart tried to track that one down from Bucher. Aziz still fighting for it in that midfield. That is a little play to Belrose. Belrose now up to her fellow captain Blum. Blum now central. She's going to go to DeVroe again, but it's going to be intercepted after Haley Braun did not have the best touch. Back to Belrose now after a reset for Lou Fusz. Now out wide for Belrose. Belrose with a nice turn on Tucker. She's going to get by Tucker. Played into the box now. And a nice shot coming in from Haley Braun, who just entered the game as well. Right over the goal, though, as Fitzler didn't have to deal with it directly. Another good chance made by Belrose onto the feet of Braun. That's been a connection so far after the substitution to watch.
Lou Fusz has been absolutely dominating the Reign in this past 5 to 6 minutes. Surprisingly not putting anything in the back of the net. They've been through on goal a couple times. Reign are definitely going to have to make an adjustment. Coach Dakota Aycock looking to make some adjustments here with a couple of subs.
Yeah, it's going to be Bailey Davis and it's going to be Madeline Shalansky for Coach Dakota Aycock. A change for Lou Fusz, however, at the right back position is going to be Emily Pisani, who we haven't seen all game today. This is her first appearance, and it will be at right back. So she will replace Duggan. Actually, no, she's going to replace Brooklyn Green at the back. So a new look at the back for this Lou Fusz side, and a new look at attack for Dakota Aycock. So 2 new sets of players going against one another on this back line. And
looks like Tucker will be coming off for, I would have to assume, Peyton Beam.
Yeah, she kind of looks winded. I can't tell if she's injured or winded. It's been a lot of commotion over there on that far side of the field.
A lot of games played for everyone here in these past 6 days. I believe this is the 4th game the Reign would have played in the past 6 days.
And it is going to be Beam on that far right side. That's going to play that right back position as Zoe Lockhart still trying to track this one down. And eventually go out for a goal kick as the ever so steady Hayden Visek will let that one go out of bounds. And Ritter will take a goal kick once again. Lockhart can definitely bang with her, though, up there at the top. Any long ball sent in, it's going to be a 50-50 ball because of both of their physical natures, as Blum is going to send this one up to DeVroe. And DeVroe is just going to be caught off a little bit offside. Her speed actually did not go in her favor that time, as
Reign catch a break there.
Yeah, and I don't think Beam was ready for it. She just came in the game. I don't think she really knew the speed that DeVroe has.
Beam was caught on her back heels there. DeVroe completely dusted her down that line. However, the Reign get lucky here with that offside flag coming up.
Clark will stand over it as we approach the 66th minute here in Columbia.
Not the best free kick there.
And that one tried to find Shalansky up at the top, but ended up just going out of bounds. This one will be played up to Haley Braun, who just had that shot on goal.
Nice turn there.
A nice turn as Youngerman will find Shalansky, the newly implemented right winger for Dakota Aycock. She looks central, tries to go central, and it'll be deflected away by the likes of Maddie Duggan.
Would have liked to see Shalansky cut inside a little bit earlier there. Had a couple options on the inside, including Youngerman on the 1-2. Nonetheless, did a good job to retain possession for the Reign. after getting guarded, after being manned by 2 Lou Fusz defenders there.
And after that stop, Duggan will kick it out of bounds. So it will be another Rain throw in just a moment. A Z looks to be coming off for the Rain. So let's see what Dakota Aycock will cook up here in the final 23 minutes of regular time in this one. Pardalos will come back on the field. So just a short break for her. She only set out about 3 to 4 minutes before coming back into this one. There will be a couple changes for this Lou Fusz side as well. Natalie Miller coming into the game, along with Allie Lassiter, who we saw in the first game today. Lassiter, excuse me. Zoe Lockhart still fighting for this one, but DeVreaux will look upfield. Up to Blum. Excuse me, that's actually going to be Belrose. Up to Belrose. Both of them have the captain band, and now up to Brown. Brown looking central, finds Belrose. She looks almost to get a shot off, but it'll be stolen by Jungerman, and up the field to Lockhart. Yep. And a yellow card will be given to the captain for Lou Fusz, Megan Belrose, as she got a little too handsy and pulled at the back of the jersey. In transition there, that's always going to be a foul, especially when another team has a chance at a counterattack. Any type of jersey pull or stoppage of play will automatically result in a yellow card.
Yep, yellow card to Belrose. Got a little bit too physical with Jungerman just a little bit after the play.
But that's actually what you do as a captain. You're supposed to kind of let your team get back in and defend, because obviously numbers were not in their favor there. So you could say if you're Lou Fusz, that might actually be a good foul in your favor, as Clark's going to receive this one on the right side and boot it up the field for Shalansky. But Duggan will let it go back to the feet of Ritter as she kicks that one out of bounds. I think she wanted Ritter to pick it up, but she didn't have time.
Yeah, great pressure from Shalansky, and a bit of a miscue there between Ritter and her back line, not talking nearly enough. And that's going to go out for a corner.
Yeah, a good throw there, looking for Lockhart, but eventually tapped out by Visek.
Big opportunity here for the Rain.
And this is one of the best opportunities that you can have if you're Zoe Lockhart. This is the reason why you're in the game as that holding striker, not only to get the attacks going, but also on these set pieces. You're that physical striker that can get her head on anything. So I see this going to her or Hawkins on that back post. But on the other side, you got to look at Visek, the towering center back for Lou Fusz. This is going to be sent in right to the middle. It's going to go off the head of Ayanna Clark. Visek was in the vicinity, but Ayanna Clark not able to aim at goal, and Ritter will have an easy goal kick coming in the 70th minute.
Another really dangerous corner for the Rain. This one finding the head of Clark. We've seen a couple wide open Rain players in the box. Unfortunately for Coach Aycock, none of them have been able to fly into the back of the net. Holland Hawkins back onto the field for the Rain.
Yeah, Holland Hawkins back on the field for the Rain. And for Lou Fusz, a couple changes as well. Pisani will move to the left back position, and Brooklyn Green, who started at the right back position in this half, will go back to her right back position as Zoe Lockhart heads it right to her. This one's going to be headed on now to Audrey Smith on the corner, over there at that right near side corner. But a good defensive stand there by Bucher will kick it away. And Brooklyn Green will be the one to take a throw here. Holland Hawkins coming all the way back to defend. After being on this left wing position, she'll go all the way back to left back almost and head that one away. Another goal kick coming. Excuse me, not goal kick. Another throw in coming, as that will land at the feet of the Rain as they look to swing possession. Still in that corner now.
Hawkins by herself now.
Hawkins is going to be by herself. Hawkins plays the left wing position, but she's all the way in that corner.
She's sort of playing a holding left mid position. We've seen Dakota Aycock go to, I believe, a more 4-4-2 approach. Good cross.
A good cross right in front of Mia DeVroe. She wasn't able to get her foot on it. She's going to step over real quick right in front of Beam. Beam still on her back now as DeVroe tries to turn on her. DeVroe ends up getting a turn on her. A great turn. A great cross right into the box. It finds the chest of Braun, but another chance for Braun missed as that one's going to go out of bounds off of her chest. A very nice play by DeVroe to even get a chance at that.
Absolute nightmare scenario for Peyton Beam there, having to guard DeVroe and how fast she is. She's got SEC level speed over there on that wing and SEC level skills, being able to get past.
I mean, we watched her
Beam
during the school year, Julian, absolutely cook SEC defenses that are some of the best teams in the country, and now the Reign are just locking her up on that side for the most part, as this one's going to be played over the top. Good clearance by Clark, because it almost found the feet of Natalie Miller running in there. But you cannot say enough about what this defense has done today. I think I've mentioned it about 10 times, but I'm just so amazed about this defense and how well they're playing because of the absence of their leader in the back of Yasmin Baird-Watson, but hasn't seemed to take effect as so many players have filled the role of her. Another surprise for me for the Reign is the midfielder Haley. She played in that first game for the Reign earlier in that Division II game, and she's played almost this entire second half, so her legs have got to be tired, especially playing that center defensive mid role where you have to be all over the field. That one's going to go right over her head, but a push in the back.
Another Division II player that we have not seen this game, Addie Clay, was on the team sheet, but Coach Aycock has not gone to her. We've seen her in a lot of Division I games this season, but did play a majority of the Division II game earlier today, so might have the day off. Good ball in.
Yeah, Bucher's going to send that one all the way back, but Visek, the usual suspect, will head that one away, and a push in the back by Jungerman coming from the other side of the field. Lou Fusz is going to go quick. Brooklyn Green now on the ball. She's going to play that one out wide to the right. It's going to go past her and all the way to Belrose, excuse me. And DeVroe's going to get her foot on that one. A pass in by Roseblum and onto the feet of DeVroe, and she's going to go bottom corner. Fitzler did not have the recognition to get to that one, and a great goal scored by the hometown Missouri Tiger. DeVroe has been everywhere on the field for this Lou Fusz team, and she finally puts them on the board in this 75th minute as Lou Fusz take the lead late in this one, Julian.
Seems like it was coming for Mia DeVroe and this Lou Fusz side. They've been dominating possession and dominating passes here in this second half, and finally breaks the ice here in the 25th minute of the second half, the 75th minute overall. Sorry, 30th minute of the second half, should I say.
And I've just been looking for that breaking point all day for either side, as that one's going to be out of bounds again by Bailey Davis, excuse me. But Mia DeVroe over there on that left side has been locked up pretty much all day by the likes of Beam and Bucher, but not that time, as it came from the other side.
That was a great 1-2 play there between the captain and Brooklyn Green, the captain Belrose.
Yeah, I keep getting Belrose and Blum confused because they both have those captain bands on, but it was Belrose getting that assist and really the one that made that goal happen.
Very nice 1-2 play, and then a nice finish by DeVroe. Very dangerous pass there.
Yeah, pretty lackadaisical pass by Fitzler, but Patterson's going to kick that one out, and it'll go all the way over to Bucher as Bucher ends up finding McMurtry. McMurtry looking back to Bucher in the direction of Jungerman as well. Jungerman's going to end up finding this one, though. Getting chased now by Lessener, and back to Clark. Fitzler with lots of pressure coming, but unfazed as she gets it out to Clark once again. Now up to Shalansky, and ticked away by DeVroe, the goal scorer. Duggan will pass that one all the way back to Ritter as, per usual, this team resets. They've done a nice job all day of winning back possession and then playing it back to their back line to kind of reset and play their game. Now Brooklyn Green playing it out wide. Finds Haley Braun. Braun getting chased by Bucher. That's going to go into the box for Brooklyn Green. Across out. And a good shot again. This one coming from the middle with Duggan. And
Fusz
a goal
looking
kick.
ever so much dangerous, ever so much more dominant here. Looking to put away the Reign. The Reign's still in this game. It's only a one-goal game. It only takes one moment of brilliance from anyone on this Reign side to tie things up.
And Dakota Aycock electing to put in the sisters. So Madeline Shalansky and Hannah Shalansky both at the wings for this Missouri Reign side, as it will be Shalansky, Hannah Shalansky fighting for the ball on that far side, fighting with Duggan and DeVroe. She'll end up getting that one kicked away for a throw-in and on to Pardalos. Pardalos is just getting knocked down by DeVroe, and it'll end up being a foul. Looked like it was a foul for a second there. DeVroe just getting a little too pushy in the back of Pardalos.
Couple of subs coming on for Lou Fusz.
As I hear Dakota Aycock below me in this press box calling for Joya Z. So it's probably going to be her coming on here for Bailey Davis. Blum will come back on for Lou Fusz along with her other midfielder, Ashley Miller. So the complete starting lineup for Lou Fusz now in the game.
It's actually going to be Izzy Cole coming on for Bailey Davis.
I think Izzy might come on next substitution if there is one. But it will be Izzy Cole, who we saw earlier in this second half. This one's going to be tapped over to Beam. Looked like it was for DeVroe, but a little too hard. And Beam will take the throw in quickly to Pardalos. Blum on her back. Or excuse me, Belrose on her back.
Still in play. Nice
now
play.
Pardalos, good job of keeping it in play, as Julian just mentioned. Now tapped all the way over to Ashley Miller. And Ashley Miller, who just came in, is going to poke that one away back to the back line of the Reign. Clark now to Patterson. Those two have played well today. And back to Fitzler. Now back out to Patterson. Bucher on the ball now. Good change of possession. And down the flank. Out for a throw for Lou Fusz. Someone's going to be thrown to the back line. And all the way up to the head of Patterson. She's going to dump it off to Bucher. Bucher just electing to kick it forward, but it'll eventually find Hannah Shalansky on the far side. As she'll have it tapped away by Duggan. How many times have I said that today? She's been outstanding on that left side.
Yeah, Duggan has anyone on that right side in her pocket. Seems like no one has been able to get past Duggan, and she almost got herself a goal just about a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, she did. And that connection with her and DeVroe from left back to left wing, as both of them are playing, has just been special. She's been able to send it up to DeVroe on a couple different occasions. As that one's going to go out of bounds, and a throw for Beam coming. Only about 9 more minutes and some change for this Missouri Reign team if they want to get back into this one. Only down 1. It doesn't seem like a colossal feat for them, as it's going to be stolen away in the midfield. It's going to be Megan Miller. That one's going to be passed over to Ashley Miller. Ashley Miller past Fitzler, and a goal coming. Their second goal in the last 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, the Reign are down 2 in Columbia.
And that is probably the nail in the coffin for the Reign. A very lucky bounce into Ashley Miller, and she's able to very calmly finish it into that bottom left-hand corner. Great finish from the midfielder. And it's 2-0 Lou Fusz pretty much out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought this one would stay a little bit tighter towards the end of the game. Seemed like pretty equal possession, and Dakota Aycock was making the right substitutions at the right times, but just a couple faulty mistakes in the back. And there was too much room in between Ayanna Clark and Patterson. I just talked about how good they were doing, and all of a sudden, they leave a huge gap in the middle just for Ashley Miller, who just checked into the game, to come and exploit, and she did just that.
That was a horrid deflection. The pass was meant to go all the way to the right side for Audrey Smith, and a really nice play from Ayanna Clark to get over and get a deflection. However, it just fell right at the feet of Miller, who found herself one-on-one with the keeper. And those are mistakes. Those are opportunities that you do not miss.
Emily Pisani, the left back now.
Yeah, we're going to need a new ball, as that's going to hit
It's going to
the
hit
sheriff.
the sheriff over there on that far side as he stops and gets out of his car, doing his justice, no pun intended. And Patterson will take the goal kick. Missouri Reign have to be a bit frantic if they want to score in the latter 7 minutes of this one. This one's going to be tapped up again. A shot coming, and into the hands of Fitzler was Riley Howard with that shot. We hadn't seen her in this second half, but she just checked into the game for this Lou Fusz side during that out-of-bounds play. Fitzler with a decent kick up the field will find Cole, and over to Bucher. Patterson on it now, trying to keep it in bounds. She can't do so, and it'll be out of bounds for a Lou Fusz throw. Brooklyn to take it. She throws it in centrally, finds Howard. Howard now out to the wide flank. And back centrally once again for Howard. Cole with a good tackle, clears it away. Now back onto the head of Cole. And Bucher able to just kick that one forward, where McMurtry could have gotten onto that one, but just a little bit too far away from her. As no pressure on this back line of Lou Fusz continues. There hasn't been any shots on goal this half for the Reign.
Couple of shots, but none threatening.
None on target.
Yeah, none threatening the keeper Ritter. We saw a couple really good corners into the box this half from the Reign. That's pretty much it offensively.
Vasek will look up the field, looking to connect with Riley Howard, but it'll be headed away once again by Jungerman. Jungerman has practically played this whole game. It will be Patterson coming off. So maybe looking like it will go to a back three instead of a back four, because Bucher's heading to that central position.
There's Addie Clay coming on.
It will be Addie Clay. So Julian, you mentioned her earlier. She played in that first game. She sometimes comes on. She might be a little bit quicker than Patterson.
Definitely is more of a weapon offensively, should I say, than Patterson is. Patterson, I would say, the more fluent defender. But Addie Clay is definitely great, especially at overlapping with the wingers. Her and Shalansky are definitely going to have some good communication, some good chemistry here on this left wing if the Reign have any chance at coming back. It's going to be a long shot here with just about 4.5 minutes plus added time, but it definitely is possible.
Yeah, we've seen crazier things happen on this field, Julian. Crazy goals all over the field. So you don't know what can happen here in Columbia College. As a nice turn there will be made by Riley Howard, but eventually fouled around 10 yards outside of the box, maybe less. As Howard stands over once again. DeVroe, the original goal scorer, coming in the 75th minute. And then another goal coming from Ashley Miller just moments ago. Put this Lou Fusz side up in a hurry. The Reign did a very nice job of defending through the first 75 minutes of this game. Nearly nothing going into the, region of Fitzler, but all of a sudden the tide changed and here we are. This one's going to be sent into the back post.
Wow.
And a great header there by Ashley Miller. That's going to get her second goal of this game. And all of a sudden...
What a cross and what a finish from Lou Fusz. I would say even better of a cross. That's one of those where you look at the assist and you can tell the assist was a lot better than the finish itself. What a ball in.
And Ashley Miller with her second goal now.
Believe that was actually
that's going to be Kylie Anderson.
Yes, Kylie Anderson, number 18.
It looked like 16 from where I am at right now, but it was just a convolution of a bunch of different players in that box, so you really couldn't tell that much.
Good finish there by Anderson.
Regardless, though, it will be 3-0 here in Columbia, and that might just do it for this one.
And the Reign played a lot better than being down 3-0, especially in that first half. Most would argue that the Reign completely dominated this first half, and now Lou Fusz might make it 4.
Audrey Smith now going to the center. It's going to be shot right at Fitzler, but it'll be kicked away now on the back line by Clay and onto the feet of Visek. No, that's actually going to be Ashley Miller. A lot of new faces in the attack now for Lou Fusz as McMurtry still battling for it with Visek as they kind of get into a pushing match in the center of the field. And the referee will call both of them over to talk. Two yellow cards coming.
Guess they got a little bit too physical.
Yeah, if I was Callie McMurtry, I would be frustrated too, trying to go against the towering Visek. Hayden Visek, who has just been outstanding, hasn't come out of the game. She's like a stone wall back there. And McMurtry had had enough, especially going down 3-0, approaching the 89th minute. Some of her frustration releasing on this field as the Reign continue to try to get a goal. You have to be thinking that there must be some dead legs here on the field as they just played 2 days ago. Julian mentioned they've played 4 games in the last 6 days, so
a lot of tire legs for the Reign, a lot of substitutions.
And for some of these players, that's probably around 5.5 hours of running, the players that don't really come out of the game, as Izzy Cole is going to try to either chip that one into Lockhart or try a shot. Ended up going way far outside of the goal range, and Ritter will take this one. Not in a hurry, though, as she lets the clock wind down even further, wanting to race the rest of the time in this one and leave Columbia with a 3-0 win.
Just about reached the 90th minute. Going to see how many added minutes we're going to have in stoppage time.
This one now played in. It'll be Riley Howard at the top. Riley Howard now looking for Ashley Miller, but Fitzler will scoop it up.
3 minutes of added time. We've officially hit the 90 mark.
This league is determined by goal differential as well, so if you're the Missouri Reign, there is still an incentive here to score. Don't let off the gas too early, as there is still 3 minutes to play. Addie Clay, who we saw earlier, not such a good touch. And eventually onto the feet of Audrey Smith as she makes a turn. Smith smiling as she passes it back to Brooklyn.
Just about 2 minutes to play here.
Brooklyn Green back on it as she passes it back to her captain, Ava Blum. And Blum back to Visek. Visek looks forward, finds her. Now to the center. It's going to be a shot from way outside the box. Ended up being Megan Moliner, who didn't start this game. Didn't start the second half, but has had a very big amount of playing time for not starting the first or the second half. She's been in that midfield, attacking midfield role for a lot of this one, as Beam's going to try to track it down as She has Maliner on her back. Beam still trying to go quick, finds Jungerman. And it'll eventually roll over to Miller. Miller at the top of the box, guarded by Cole. Miller will send a shot into the box, but Fitzler is there to wrap it up. As this game, oh no, I thought it was the final whistle, but it will be.
I believe there's a
player down.
Yeah, I think that's Jungerman. And you don't want to see this, especially with just a minute remaining in this game. Trailing by 3, and just an injury pops up out of nowhere for one of your star players. This is the exact opposite of how you want this game to end. Hopefully she is okay, as she is a vital part to this Reign team. Can't really tell.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be.
Yes,
it is going to be Jungerman on that far side. Very unfortunate for her. She's played nearly the entire game, Julian, and
she's been crucial, especially defensively, guarding Mia DeVroe, who's always tough to handle, the SEC winger for Mizzou. Joya Aziz will step in for this last minute.
And still trying to get the ball back is Riley Howard, as she's sprinting towards Fitzler, but Fitzler able to get it away off that drop kick, and the Reign.
I think the referee's just going to allow one more minute to be played after Jungerman's injury pretty much took a minute off the clock.
Yeah, Reign just waiting for the imminent now, as this one's going to be played up. A through ball up to Audrey Smith. Audrey Smith looking into the box. Will she play it? She'll play possession ball, though, just trying to dim the clock down. And the whistle should be called at any moment now, as a throw-in from Brooklyn Green will send this one to the back for Blum. Into the middle for Clark, headed away. Shalansky now on it, and Lockhart.
Let's see if
it's a 2v3 here, as Lockhart is on the ball, finds Shalansky once again. Madeline Shalansky, Hannah Shalansky actually, still on it. Defended by Duggan, and a nice play by Duggan to kick that one out of bounds. Duggan, a very, very influential piece on that left back side. This entire defense for Lou Fusz really fused this win in for their team, and they're going to win this one 3-0 in a game that looked to be pretty close throughout until that 75th minute, Julian.
Yeah, Lou Fusz pretty much pulled out that one meme where it's like, you had us in the first half, not going to lie. Missouri Reign completely dominated in that first half, but Lou Fusz locked in the second half, putting 3 past Fitzler to secure the 3 points. What a performance from Lou Fusz, especially in their midfield in that second half. Whenever they locked in, it was just passing at passes after passes after passes being strung together, and finally they were able to break the ice and put the nail in the coffin. In this Missouri Reign team was a good one here from Columbia College.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Dakota Aycock, obviously you don't like to see the score that, you know, Lou Fusz just put up on you, but this defense throughout the first 75 minutes played exactly how you want them to play, and you said it in the first half, probably had their best half of the season. I said it was probably their most efficient half, and I mean, I'm just seeing improvement all over the field for this Reign team, even though the score didn't show it here.
Yeah, and a lot of improvement on the field everywhere. And like Dakota said in the interview last game, things are starting to click. Although you did not get the result, that first half was really promising. You can really look into that first half and build off of that first half heading into their final home game on Saturday.
That will be all for us here in Columbia as the Reign fall 3-0 to Lou Fusz.
If you or someone you know is struggling, 988 is here to help. 988 provides free and confidential support 24/7. Contact 988 anywhere in Missouri. If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, call, text, or chat 988.